Hey y'all, it's me, Stop, Drop, and Roll On, and I'm doing a mask. And I was in there putting the mask on, and I have been waiting, which is part of the problem, what I'm getting ready to talk about, to put this mask on. Don't ask me why I had to wait to put the mask on, because it's not like the mask has to be on all day long. Matter of fact, it's almost time for me to take it off. It's not a hard mask like I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to feel some drawing power. But it's this little thing right here, St. Ives Oatmeal Scrub and Mask. And I should have known if they said that it was okay for a scrub plus mask. I don't know. Anyway, I have never used this before. This is what I used to exfoliate my face. Not this, the other one. But that ain't what I'm on here for. But I want to explain what this was about, because it actually spurred me to talk about what I'm getting ready to talk to y'all about. I don't have a whole lot of inner circle friends. I think that friendship is in tiers. And I think you have a core group of people that really know your business as much as they can know your business. And then I think you have some people that are outside that core that know you a little bit less intimately than the people in the core, but they are still really considered to be good friends. People you keep in contact with on a kind of semi-regular basis. The core people can get to you at any time, at any moment. They know how to do that. And then you have this outer circle, and to me that's like associates and people that you run into that you know and they know you, but you don't share a whole lot of intimate stuff. Sometimes it's folks you work with, sometimes it's people that you have met. And to me, it takes a long time for you to move from being on that outer parameter up into the core. And that's if you ever get there. Because this is just me. This is my own personal theory. And it's actually kind of like my explanation for why I don't have a whole bunch of people in my core. Probably putting it like that, try to make myself feel better. But I'm not really. For me, I'm fine if I have good people around me. That's my quest. That is the balance that I try to maintain. And I think it's just healthy all the way around for anybody to have that. Not just because I do, but just for you to understand that it is important to have somebody that you can rub up against and sharpen yourself up against. That's the word of God. It tells us that we're supposed to have people that we can rub up against. Just like, you got a chef that has this sharpener thing. I don't know the name of it. I want to say the name of it, but I don't know the name of it. And then you have this knife, and you just hold that knife at an angle. Well, this thing, when my dad was growing up, he had this millstone, and my brother still has the millstone. It is a broken piece of millstone, and that is what he taught us how to sharpen knives on. It's a millstone about this big around, and it's in like a half, about the thickness of like a round of cheese. And then you can tell where the hole, when it was holed, that it came down on the thing. It is an actual millstone that belonged to his great-grandfather. And that's what they used, and he showed us how to sharpen our knives on it. That was stone, and this is metal. But that piece of stone still does not hold a rock to this metal thing that we have that came with our knife set, that we can just hold a knife at the right angle and go back and forth like this, or however you do it. Pierre's better at it than I am, and get like a sharp edge on that blade. The millstone, good as it was, still doesn't compare to this iron running up against this other iron. And when the two of them are working together, because even though you hold this one thing still and you doing the knife like this, it's still one thing rubbing up against the other thing. They're not necessarily doing like this, but it is there in the process. I'm telling you, the sharpness doesn't compare. So when I think about that, and I think about my core, and then I think about I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about my friend, and I have not been able to share this. This is not anything that has just occurred. It's just something that I haven't been able to talk about. I have a friend, she retired early, and I told her, I said, you know what, if I was given over to jealousy, this is one situation where I would be jealous of you. And she just busted out laughing, and when we get together, it is a guttural laugh a minute. And that is the way it is. And we have been like that almost pretty since we met each other. The way we met each other is I was directed to teach her a process. And it was a process she didn't know. And I was glad to do it. But the strangeness about teaching her the process was that it was so much stuff in that brain of hers that she could have, it's like I'm standing right here and she just running circles around me when you start talking about what we do. And because we're colleagues, we're peers, and I'm just like, and I used to tell her all the time, when I get good and grown, I gotta have what you got. And Christian woman, no problems at all with communication. We talking, she understand me. And it's just rare that when I meet somebody that they get me, that they get my humor, they get my, well, this is really how she is and stuff like that. I'm used to being sized up and all of this other crazy stuff that I just wonder why humans waste time doing. Like interpreting stuff that's not there and putting stuff in places that it ain't and all that. But I didn't go through that. So with what I'm saying, my core, that other circle, and then that outer circle, she just kind of found all the openings in the maze that led her to the core. And I was just like, so when she retired, we started making these plans about where we were going to go. She got a daughter that lives out of state, and we were going to go see her because she lives in an area at that point in time, that I hadn't really I'd been to, but I hadn't been able to explore. So we was going to go visit her, and we're going to the beach, and we going to do this, and we going to do that. And we were just making up all kind of stuff, and we were serious. We weren't just shooting the breeze. We were actually seriously, making plans. She had her knees replaced. And I'm just like, girl, I told her, I said, look, I know you had surgery. I saw the scars. I saw all the post-op and I saw the rehabilitation. But she could go up these steps and stuff like a person that had never been cut on. And I was just like, and we just laugh and kid and joke. This was it. We could be serious because she was a Christian. And when we get to talking about the Lord, something gonna break out. But in this instance, we had decided that this is what we were going to do, girlfriend to girlfriend. We just, she had a lot of stressors on her. She had more stressors on her, I'm sure, than what I know of. But the ones that I knew of were serious, pretty good stressors. And she started changing, and I didn't know what was going on at first. And I just told her, I said, you know what? You need to go on a vacation. You need to go on a vacation, and you need to leave all of this stuff here, whatever all the stuff is. And we can do our thing. That we ain't going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere. You're not going nowhere. And she went away, and she was gone for a little while, almost a year. And I missed my friend, and I would call her and, kind of talk to her. But I knew that something was different. I just didn't know what it was because I just didn't know. My mind just wasn't going where my mind wasn't prepared. So, anywho, she came back because she got very, very homesick. And then that's when her daughter went ahead on and just told me what had happened, what the diagnosis was, and and all of this other stuff. And I'm just like, I just can't take this. I just cannot. I can't deal with this right now. And it wasn't even about what I could deal with, because I really wasn't dealing with anything. I'm on the periphery. I'm not feeling any of this, you know, from a child standpoint. I'm not going through that. My friend, I wasn't her, so I wasn't feeling what she was feeling. It's just I'm a friend, and I'm frustrated, angry. Let me go ahead on to say that. And just kind of, you got a piece of in your head back here that asks the question why. And anybody that say that they don't question and ask questions, I will tell you that you probably have either not lived long enough or came up on a situation to do it. But it will happen. Keep on living. So, I just got frustrated for a minute or two. And then we went to go. She moved out of her house. She moved into a facility, and she could come and go and stuff. And so the last outing that we had was we went to go see Selma. We didn't go when it first came out, but we did go. And in my mind, you know, we laughing, and we went, and she was like, you know, we laughed and we had a good time. We didn't laugh at the movie. We were just laughing about things that we were doing. In other words, we laughed going to the theater. We laughed because of something that happened in the theater, because she has been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. That's the diagnosis that she's been given, Alzheimer's. And when she said, I got to go to the bathroom. And I was like, well, okay, you remember where it is? And you know, it just came out, and I was just like, you know, was I supposed to say that or not? And she was like, yeah, like that. And then she went out, but she was gone for a while, and I was like, I'm not going to go and trail her to the bathroom, but I also want you to know it's several movies playing in here, and I need you to come back where I am. Well, she was gone for a minute or two, and it was part of the movie that I actually missed because I was too concentrated on her coming around that corner so I could see her face. And she gone, and right when I was like, I'm gonna have to go and see what I can see. If I got to go in every last one of these movie theater rooms and have them power up the lights, where is my girl? She came back in there. When she came around the corner, I was like, oh, my goodness. And she was telling me, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Girl, I got lost. She was aware of what her diagnosis was and everything, but she admitted at that point that she had gotten lost. And we just we kind of laughed out loud at a time that really wasn't appropriate. And then, lucky for us, there wasn't a lot of people in there. And so, because that would have been a hot mess. And so, anyway, we got out of there and went to lunch. And then, you know, we talked and everything, you know. And she is the one that started calling me Sea Hag. And so, I respond to Sea Hag just because of her. And, I got an email last night. And she has moved from where she was over to a smaller place, so her care can be a little bit more intimate. And I gotta go see my friend this weekend. This mask put it on me that I will not be waiting until X thus and so. I got revival. I don't even need to talk about that. What I'm saying is I'm going to see my friend. And I'm going to have to be courageous because this is difficult for me. No, I'm not feeling it. No, I'm not her children and I'm not her. But I am having to do all of this. I'm having to do it all because this is different. It was just like I didn't expect it. And so when you're dealing with the unexpected, you do have to stir up some courage to move through some parts of it. And then strong, I got to be strong for me and for her. And this do everything in love, that ain't even hard for me. Because it's so easy to love her. I'm trying to tell you, that ain't no difficult thing. 1 Corinthians 16, 13, and 14. I got my bag down here that I was going through before I turned the camera on, because she never was without having her fingernails done. I can't remember a time when I went up on her and her hands wasn't done. We retired as macros. I don't know if macros get tired. Well, they probably do get tired of swimming, if there's any left. But she never did not have her nails done. And I'm sure that hasn't been up on high on the list of priorities and stuff. So I'm going to put something on her hands tomorrow. So this is my fingernail bag that I have had for 10 million years. And I'm going to go out there and look like Miss Doolittle, as in Dr. Doolittle, with my nail bag. And we doing hands tomorrow. And I might have to do feet tomorrow. I don't know and I don't care, but I am willing. And I have to, in this instance, understand that was something that one of my friends told me, because I was really having a hard time with this at one point. That is my friend. She is still here, and I will do what I can do without getting in the way of her family, which is her family. I will be a friend. I don't care if she don't know who I am when I go tomorrow. I don't care if she busts out laughing. That will be an indicator that I know that she might not be able to articulate whatever. That'll be a signal to me. But if I don't get a signal, I don't care. So, y'all, we can make plans all we want to. And sometimes plans change. But the big thing is that even though the plans change, my friend is still here. And I'm still able to do what I can do. And I am going to do what I can do and what's appropriate. And I don't know if I'll be able to talk about this again. So I'm just saying, I don't know if I will. But be courageous, be strong, and do everything in love.